Hi, good morning. My name is Braxton Plunk. Welcome to my presentation. My election issue or topic that I chose is evolving times of TV media. As a first-time voter, I was told by friends and family that the TV media that you watch or tune into really influences your ideas and what you think or who you think is the best candidate for our presidency. Um, as growing up, my family watched both. They watched CNN and Fox. Those two have really, since the early 90s, have taken over as the most popular news stations. Those are the two that we'll be talking about today. And, as I wanted to find out who to vote for, I first wanted to find out, what makes these two news stations different? And the first one we have is CNN. Now, CNN is the oldest, and the first to cover worldwide news. They were the most popular going back to the 80s when they started, and they really just started discussing broad news and topics and issues that are happening worldwide. They didn't start. They didn't start leaning towards the politics or political side until recently. And saying that their foundation is built on the left or Democratic side of politics. So they usually take favor of, the Democratic nominee. They have also influenced other media platforms to do the same. So they're influencing other news stations to take a political side towards the Democratic side. Now, their rival, if you will, or their competition, Fox News. Fox News began after CNN. They are a opinion-based news station, so they really base their news on what they think or what their anchors think, which bothered a lot of people, which is why they didn't have too many views at the beginning, and then they really took off. When they decided to call out CNN for, being a news channel that couldn't be trusted because, they were too broad or too biased, and saying that they really, they called them out, really just fighting for views and trying to get some publicity. But Fox News supports the right conservative side of politics, which is, obviously the opposite side of CNN. So you can see where the disagreement and arguments can come from. And as a few years ago, when they both publicly kind of took the stance as Democratic and Republican news stations, that's when the fight for views really started to happen and explode. Now, some sources that I used in my essay were two nonfiction authors from University of Southern California, and they really wanted to um, help people understand, well, what is fake news? How can you define fake news or what makes news fake? And they said that their attentions behind the reporting. They explained that, the news stations would be more important to saying something first instead of saying something right, and what are their intentions behind that? Are their intentions to persuade people to be, Democrats, or their intentions to persuade people to be Republicans? They also said that the battle for ratings that began really when Fox called out CNN kind of, almost forced both the news stations to choose a side and persuading Americans to follow their political beliefs. So, obviously Fox News is going to persuade people to join, the Republican side, which will, make some people on the Democratic side mad. So it really just became, a preference of what to watch. Hardly people watch both CNN and Fox nowadays. And then also it's used for presidential voting propaganda. So they use it for commercials and really trying to explain to people, why they should vote for their candidate. And here's one of the three works cited pages. Here's the second one. And then the last one.